Hello, I am Lost Generation. This is MediEvil. Let's play The Lake. This is one of two infamous levels in MediEvil. A lot of people consider this the hardest level in the game. Personally, I find a later level worse, but the lake is certainly a shock after the last one. Unfortunately, there's no more dialogue with the boatman. Can't talk to him. I was trying to show here the difference between the analog stick and direction pad. Unfortunately, I'm too used to the analog stick. I'm sure the directional pad would be better here. I've said before, though it's more important now, Dan turns differently, depending on which control stick you use, or which controller you use. So with the directional pad, he turns on a dime, and with the analog stick, he turns like a car. And that's going to be a problem here. These are Watchers. You can kill them, but if you do, these guys don't spawn, and then you can't get the chalice, so don't kill the Watchers. The Turtlemen themselves are... you won't understand why they're really annoying until I fight them on a walkway, which you'll be doing for most of the level. The actual fish don't count towards the chalice, and they're not that threatening. But since the main enemies are really dangerous, I don't want to accidentally run into a fish while fighting them. Just be a bit embarrassing. Those things, I don't know what they're meant to be. They spit water at you, but they're easy to avoid. Again, don't count towards the chalice.
The ancient people of this long-vanished town once sought to harness the power of crystals found in the caverns below. Now Zarok seeks to unlock the secrets of this arcane science. This mineshaft leads deep into the earth, to certain doom in the crystal caverns.
So, when I said not to kill the Watchers, the chalice is unusually strict in this level. You can miss at most 2 of the turtle things. They're the only one that counts towards the chalice. And most Watchers summon between 2 or 3. So if you kill more than 1 Watcher, you cannot get the chalice. I don't know why they even give you the option. Well, I suppose if you really didn't want to fight the turtle things, and I could understand that. Now it's time to fight them on walkways, and see why people hate them so much. Now, to explain why these guys are so dangerous, several things make them dangerous. They are short. While Dan's melee attacks usually auto-aim, the sword's spinning attack doesn't, so it just goes over their head. Their spit has knockback, which, if you fall in the water, instantly lose a life bottle. They have loads of health. The magic sword's taking about 4 hits to kill them, and I said before, I don't think you're meant to have it at this point. They expected most players not to have it. So with the axe, it would probably take 6 or 7 hits. You can't spam attacks at them. After every hit, they get an invincibility frame. Obviously, as they're turtles, knocking them in the water doesn't kill them. They jump back out. And just being near them causes damage. Maybe their shells are spiky or something. And of course, if you've just got the sword, you probably want to get near them to hit them with it. And that's what I was talking about with the analog stick. I know I should use the directional pad on this level, but for years I've played this game with the analog stick. One other thing you might have noticed there, one of the guys, normally they fall in and they jump back out. often wherever you're standing, doing loads of damage to you. But it at least means you won't accidentally lose the chalice because you knocked a guy off a narrow walkway, which is easy to do. But sometimes they don't come back, and I don't know what causes it. There are two who never come back, and I deliberately know how to deal with them. But sometimes just randomly they fall in and don't jump back out, and once again you can't get the chalice. So I think this level may be disliked more for bugs than difficulty. Though it is hard. Now, that wasn't so bad, but that's one of... maybe that and the very first Watcher are the only times you fight one of them. They're usually in a pair, or more. The two guys here, you can see them in the water beforehand, which is a neat touch. But these two, if I knock them in the water, they never come back out. Thankfully, they aren't immune to the chicken drumstick. Drumstick. Which I really consider to be Dan's real ultimate weapon. And a lot of characters could be improved by having a chicken drumstick instead of swords. Personally, I think. I'm not sure what happened there. Setting the turtles on fire is a bad idea, but I thought I should show why, instead of just saying it. He is taking damage from the fire, but he's also invincible to everything else while doing that. He just blocks constantly. And they have so much health that killing them with fire is impractical. And they can still damage you by getting near you. So it just doesn't work well. Also, of course, if they go in the water, the fire's put out. I suppose if you really wanted to not be attacked by one, they can't spit at you while on fire. You could set one on fire and fight the other, but personally my method to this level is spam the magic sword and hope I don't fall off the walkway. So it's now safe to jump in there. Got a bit more health. I actually realized afterwards I didn't need to do that, but I don't always remember every single pickup in the level. There are health files down here. Also, back in the asylum grounds, I pointed out that one of the hedges seemed a bit odd. It was of an elephant, but it had a fin on its back. And now you know why. It's a interesting touch. It doesn't really come up again, but sort of reminds me of shoe puffs almost. Fighting them off walkways is much easier. If you can get lower ground, you can use the spin attack, which does double damage. It can't hit multiple times because of their invincibility, but anything that kills them quicker is a good thing. Now there's a watcher on the left, don't trigger it yet, or rather, if you trigger it, kill all the turtles before you hit that switch. During this cutscene they all vanish, and once again, it doesn't count towards the chalice. And that watcher summons 4 of them. If you triggered it, didn't kill at least 2 of them before you hit the switch, then just before the end of the level, you can't get the chalice. Maybe seeing a pattern here. To be fair, I know sometimes I'm pointing out all the flaws in the game as well as the good, but I would also point out it's a very old game and one of the very first 3D platformers. I do like it. But at the same time, to anyone who's watching it, bear in mind, as an old game, it's not perfect, and I know it. It might be a bit misleading if I tried to imply there was nothing wrong with it and someone went out then asked me why I didn't mention all the niggling things like that. It's the only level I can think of, though. Usually enemies don't vanish into the ether. And at this point, if you're writing an angry comment, you can stop. I remembered that I'd actually forgotten the chalice. Right, there's nothing still actively trying to kill me, but I won't be dashing all the way to the exit. Falling in is never fun. I'd say the pools in the lake were a bit of a low point to the game. The Crystal Caverns onwards, it's far less unfair stuff. And as I said, whichever weapon you didn't pick, you get it this time. If you hadn't taken the magic sword before the lake, I'd feel sort of sorry for you.
Oh, Danielle, I've got something here I can give you, but I've no idea what it is. Do you fancy a little gamble, like?
Yay. The magic longbow isn't actually bad, but there are more ranged weapons than melee in MediEvil. As a result, the progression is more spread out, so while the magic sword is significantly stronger than the axe, the longbow is only a little better than the spear and the fire arrows. Also, its ammo is absurdly expensive. That's it for now. I'm Lost Generation, this is MediEvil. Next time, I'll be playing the Crystal Caves. Thank you for watching.